Hey everybody, this is I Stutter. This is where we talk about speech impediments, stammering, stuttering, and everything in between. If you have one, or know somebody with one, or just plain old interested in one, this is the channel for you. Oh, that's great. This guy is cutting grass. Probably gonna kick up some dust to make me sick. Good job. Good job. So today we are going to talk about block corrections. Three really: pre-block correction, mid-block corrections, and post-block corrections. This fluency technique, which is what I think it's called. This is something that you use before your sentence, mid-sentence, or post-sentence. So yeah, so let's navigate through each of them. Uh-oh, here comes this guy with his mean dogs. Folks and their dogs. There's never a dull day. But anyway, so let's start with pre-block corrections. So if you're about to speak and you hit a block, as in you can't start your sentence, this is where you just stop trying. Which, at least for me, very early on, that was hard for me to do, because once I was dedicated to start speaking, I would just always get stuck forcing myself to say the first word. But pre-block, it just means you try to say the first word and you get stuck somehow and you just stop trying. You stop, you relax, you reset, you would take a breath or so, and then you start again. Of course, you could use the easy onset, which is a technique that we've already discussed here. And you try again. Now, mid-block corrections is something that you do mid-sentence. If your block happens mid-sentence, meaning that if you're speaking and you hit a hard sound that you can't say, you would just pause and reconfigure yourself. And for example, if you're used to using easy onset, you would use that to pick up the sentence again mid-sentence. And of course, post is if you say a word or a phrase and you didn't say it well, and then you could pause after you say it and start over again from the beginning. So now let me try to use this as an example. All right, so let me use an example. Let's pick a very simple phrase: the sky is blue. So if you're having problems to start, like you might sound like I don't know, like that, you just stop. And you would calm down and reset and keep trying to start over using easy onset. It might sound like, the. Let's say that you've said the sky and you have a problem finishing up with is blue. It might sound like the sky. At that point, you realize that you have a block, and then you want to implement a mid-block or end-block correction. So it might sound like the sky is is blue. So what you did is that you kind of gave yourself time to reset and implement the easy onset for you to lightly touch on the I to say is. And of course, post block is if you say like the sky is blue and you want to try it again, you pause, you go back, and you use the easy onset and say it like maybe the sky is blue. So this is how it's supposed to work. Okay, now if you notice that the second time you sounded much better, you said the sentence a little bit better. Still, still like a little bit stuttery, but it sounded better than the first time. And that's what this technique is designed to do. Now, I have to say, first, this is not going to work for every single person who stutters. Why? Because again, we don't stutter for the same reasons, have the same triggers, or stutter in the same, frequency. So this might or may not work for you, but it's worth to try it if you never tried it before, and give it an honest try. I would say to commit to it for like 1 to 2 months, because it works for me, but it doesn't mean it's gonna work for the next guy or gal who stutters. That's the first thing. And one more thing I want to add about this technique is what I like about it personally for me is that it helps me control and overcome something called time anxiety, which we're going to be speaking about eventually on this channel. This doesn't apply to every stutterer, but I know for me it does. When I'm stuttering, it feels like every second feels like 1 hour, and it's like you get this overwhelming feeling of, hey, hurry up. And when you give in to that, it makes your stutter worse, because now you're rushing to try to get the word out. And what pre-block correction, mid-block correction, or in-block correction, and post-block helps me with is, it helps me take my time and overcome time anxiety. And 9 times out of 10, it works for me. So feel free to go ahead and try this, and really try it, commit to it 30, 60 days and see if it works for you. And so this is post, in, or mid, and pre, mid, or in, and post block corrections can do for you as a stutterer. You can research it furthermore. There are books about it. There's probably other videos about it. But go ahead and give this an honest try. And this is all I got for you today. I hope you guys are out there crushing it, and I'll see you on the next one.